Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now April 2nd of 2020, and ever since the release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, a lot of fans around the world have been very intrigued about the future of the Star Wars franchise and exactly how it will be handled by the new Disney CEO, Bob Chapek. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, there's no doubt about it that a lot of fans have been very curious about exactly what's going to happen with the new Star Wars trilogy and how it's really going to compare to the prequels, originals, and sequels. So the fourth trilogy really is going to be a very important set of 3 Star Wars movies to be released throughout this entire decade that's really going to tell a new tale for Star Wars fans. So, the fact that the new Disney CEO, Bob Chapek, is actually said to have a large role in this new trilogy, if you will, given that he is indeed the new Disney CEO, and how Kathleen Kennedy no longer has creative control over these new Star Wars films, which I think is great news, and it's one of the main reasons as to why I'm very excited for these movies, as well as how you guys out there should be excited for these new films, is because Kathleen Kennedy will no longer have a major effect on these movies. So, with that being said, what's really interesting about the fourth trilogy is that it's moving along quite smoothly as of right now during the pre-production process. They're doing all of the artwork, the concept art, storyboards, gathering up ideas, before, of course, the script is going to be made final. Now, what's really interesting is that, of course, now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with the Skywalker saga, they are focused on their new Star Wars trilogy of films, as well as their new Star Wars universe. It's explained that their main priority right now is the new Star Wars trilogy of films to be released in the near future that will bring the fans into a new mythology of Star Wars. It's explained that Lucasfilm is using many of George Lucas's abandoned ideas from the prequels to be incorporated into the new trilogy, where it's noted, however, that one of the big plans by Lucasfilm is to actually tell a story of the first Skywalker in the upcoming new trilogy as a side story that will also reveal the true origins of the name Skywalker and what it truly means and how the name was created. This is Disney's way of lightly connecting it to the Skywalkers in a different way than ever before. However, not just that, but also the origin of a new character and Sith Lord named Tor Valum is said to be explored in at least one of the new Star Wars films that is set to explain new secrets about the Sith, where this Sith Lord was originally created by Colin Trevorrow's script for Episode 9, and that the character of Tor Valum will be a main focus in the new Star Wars trilogy of movies. Now, this plan is for Disney to actually take concepts that never made it to the sequel trilogy that will also be used for the fourth trilogy as well. Additionally, it's known that also Lucasfilm will be introducing new gods that are called the Dark Wills, that are said to have evolved from the Fallen Wills. These are godlike beings that are actually responsible for manipulating the dark side of the Force and the Sith entirely. So, let's go over a couple of parts about this, because there's something about the Dark Wills that sounds very interesting, and how it kind of lines directly up with what we talked about not too long ago, about there being Sith gods in the new fourth trilogy. So, the fourth trilogy really is going to be a very Force-heavy Star Wars trilogy. It's going to have a lot to do with Dark Side Warriors, Legends of the Sith, the Jedi, and more. The fact that they're also bringing back Yoda to a certain extent is also going to be quite an interesting ride to see exactly, what they're going to plan to do for Yoda's return in this new Star Wars movie, or this new trilogy, if you will. Obviously, if it's based before the events, which it seems to be at this point, before the events of The Phantom Menace, Yoda's going to be far younger than he was in The Phantom Menace. So, the thing about this new Star Wars film, a lot of fans have been wondering, is this the High Republic era? Is this a different era? We're still not quite sure exactly what the name of this era really is going to be. It could very well be something more closer to the Old Republic, perhaps, or maybe even something entirely new. Now, the thing about Disney and Lucasfilm is that they're really trying to include the character of Tor Valum. Tor Valum was a character created by Colin Trevorrow's version of Episode 9. I don't know if you guys knew this, but in his version of Episode 9 called Duel of the Fates, there was a Sith Lord known as Tor Valum. Now, this character, Tor Valum, is actually going to be the key part of the fourth trilogy, essentially, that's going to really show us who was really pulling the strings of Darth Plagueis and Palpatine all along. That there was an actual master of Plagueis that was actually really making everything happen in the background during the events of the prequel trilogy era that is going to be explained in this new Star Wars trilogy. Not just that, but the Dark Wills is something that I think really stands out to me a lot, because the Dark Wills are the ones who actually created the dark side and actually control how the dark side can be used. So that's going to be very interesting. We will be learning more secrets about the dark side and exactly how it was created and what it really, can do to particular Force-sensitive individuals to its maximum potential. So with that being said, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Nights in the